trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast.
Scene and scene. That's what it's called on my thing. Morning, Scott. Morning, Mark. Let me see if Big Head works. There we go. Sweet. Okay. And it does look like the screen looks okay. Maybe move this a little bit up and a little bit over. There we go. And I am going to move this a little bit more this way. And we're going to move the round webcam a little bit over this way. And I think that's good. I think that's good. You get to see more of the chart, which is what I want. It's more of what I want. One pod Tesla. I mean, okay, if you're new here, one pod. I've got a 4-hour algorithm on Trendspider. Okay, hold on. Daisy, stop. I know this is gonna follow me. The blanket just needs to go. Okay. Hey, go under. Okay. Now I gotta reset the damn thing. You got to see the dogs. We're gonna track it back to me. Oh boy, did that freeze? That froze. Oh, hold on one second. I think I'm back. There I am. So one pod Tesla, here are my thoughts. So I've got a 4-hour algorithm in Trendspider. Okay, you can get Trendspider by going to the link tree, which the link is down below, and it's on sale. And so the 4-hour algorithm in Tesla it's very simple. It's a strategy based on the MACD, and it wins 48% of the time. Your average win is 19%. So over 24 and a half months, you make 271% versus buying and holding at 79%. So the reality of Tesla, if you didn't get it in at 217, if you didn't get in at 256, it's got you up here, and your MACD is super high and your RSI super high. Now, does that mean anything? Not really, because the all-time high is 433. So if you're into Tesla, if you own a Tesla and you drive a Tesla like me, then maybe it doesn't make sense. I'm in Tesla because of XLY. So one pod, that's my thought. I don't think that there's anything that's changed on Tesla other than, hey, Trump is going to put full self-driving on the highways. But your local roads, it's up to the states. It's up to your local municipalities. So I think Elon's going to have some trouble there. So Target was a mess. And, I had mentioned Target. I guess I can open this one up because we're almost through earnings. But on the weekend, I did portfolio management. And
Daily stock day trading podcast in my
I don't want to play that. NVIDIA, I gave my thoughts on NVIDIA. I'll give more thoughts today. Walmart, Powell, Target, and Snowflake. Yeah, you saw my comment on Twitter. I like that one. But yeah, I gave my whole thing. So my whole pitch. By the way, if anybody, I'm going to go over this and I'll post this in the newsletter. If you are thinking about alpha picks, the portfolio process is right here. And when they sell and they they reinvest the dividend, the proceeds, we had a sale yesterday. You can read about how they calculate the performance. It's all on alpha picks about here. So I'm going to leave this one open because I am going to go over that one. Oh, I had it open, portfolio management. I didn't even notice that. But let's go over some scans. We're going to scan some stuff. PanW is in Cube. PanW is in the core portfolio. I went over it yesterday. I know you guys can't show up every day. But as long as, I think that's a 4-hour trend line right there. I think you might come back to cover this gap. But I mean, here's the thing I know about cybersecurity. Until quantum computing becomes a reality, quantum computing or cybersecurity is going to be needed. And you got the two big ones. You got the largest one is Palo Alto, and then the largest growth one is CrowdStrike. I own both of them. So that's exactly what I do. So I don't know that it's going to be great. I don't know that it's going to go down, but I'm in this one for the long. It's buy and hold for this one. I've held this one for years. I haven't trimmed it. I haven't taken it out of my portfolio. I just let it ride. So Cube, I'm probably not the best one to talk about Palo Alto Networks because am I doing anything? No. If it pulls back, I may buy more. I mean, look at that weekly chart. If it pulls back, like in 2022, you buy more. If it pulls back like in February of this year, you buy more. we're just back to these highs right here. So MicroStrategy making your Patty. Diamond hands. See those? Diamond hands. In fact, I just put it up. We'll go to the Facebook group, because in the Facebook group last night, let's see, it was Christina who asked if I was still in, and I posted this. That is a screenshot from my Fidelity account on MicroStrategy. It's not, that's MicroStrategy, and that's not MSTZ, which is I have in Webull, and I don't take screenshots of that one, and that's this is a significant investment. So it's significant, and I'm doing well. I ain't nervous. That's in a Roth IRA. So I'm doing great on that. I hope everyone else is too. Hey, Hunter. Have a great day. Yeah, I mean, not everybody should trade MicroStrategy. We all have different risk tolerances, and not everybody's going to do the same thing, and don't get FOMO. Please don't get FOMO. And I try to put it out there that you should not have FOMO. We all get it. Everybody gets FOMO. There's no way around it. You shouldn't get it, but we all do. And at times, it's the death of kind of profits. And I'm sitting there on my profits, and ironically, who was it that asked about Tesla? One pod. Tesla has a cross up on so you're adding to it today in the 4-hour algorithm. Qualcomm and Walmart. So, boy, this is running super, super slow. I don't know why. I logged out. Let me log out again, and I'll sign back in. And we'll go to the scanner. Yeah, it's running slow. Wah, wah, wah. So the way the 4-hour algorithm works is when you're in on the 4-hour algorithm, and it got you in here at like 250 something, I think. There are times when it will get you and say, ooh, you should add to it. Then you have to make the determination of, do you add to it when the algorithm tells you? Because if you're already in, that's the way that the gains are figured out. MicroStrategy, if you want to see that one, those are the times when I added to MicroStrategy. So it's a pretty simple formula that works, and it's nice and easy to follow if you do it. Morning, Andres. By the way, if you are here, hit that like button. I'm going to get to the podcast. If you're new here, this is Trendspider, and I do scans to see what Bitcoin and crypto, what stocks are bullish in my 4-hour algorithm, and then I do the podcast. So stick with me, and if you have a request on a stock that you want me to look at and yell at you that you're dumb because you didn't buy MicroStrategy or you didn't buy NVIDIA before earnings day, hey, diamond hands, baby. I should have, honestly, I didn't add to NVIDIA during the time when it dipped under 140, like I had mentioned. And the reason is it's 5-7% of my portfolio. So I feel like I've got enough of it so that if it runs up, then I can trim it. And if it pulls back, I just buy a little bit more. Because if for some reason, there is no person in the world that thinks that that NVIDIA is going to miss. I mean, I think there's some people who are bringing it down, but God, who are those people? As Seinfeld says. Dell is up 1.19%. iBit is up 1.8%. Lily's up 1%. Lily's getting a bid, but that one's tough. I'm out of it. I haven't been in it for a while, so I didn't enjoy the run up. I think I sold in the 700, so it's back to kind of where I sold it. Am I going to buy it again? Healthcare's not necessarily my thing, and I want it to turn positive before I start adding to it. So, yeah. Oh, Jim Cramer tweeted. Jim Cramer, man. That guy's the death of anybody. NVIDIA day presented. Let's see. Yeah, fintech. In fact, we have a question about that is amazing. Oh my God, Disney knows how to do it. Disney's such a good company. Man, I don't see any new Jim Cramer tweets, but let's see. Nothing in leveraged ETFs. Wow. Low cost, Vanguard, there's going to be nothing. I'd be shocked if there's something in here. Carnival, I sold. Carnival is up. Carnival's up 0.56. I think I sold in the high 24s, but the reason I sold it, it's an alpha pick. I didn't want to hold on to. I bought 5,000. I'm supposed to buy $500 of it. I wound up buying $5,000, and I made 11%, which is pretty much the cost of alpha picks. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to sell this mofo. And it took some profits, and I'm out. I'm not out of I sold $4,500 worth. So I kept, I kept $500 in there. I don't know what I sold. I think I made like, $500-600. So I don't know how much I sold. Gary math is not working because I slept all of like an hour last night. I am tired. And if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, go to the link tree. The newsletter is down here. It's like the 5th or 6th one. It says it's free. And if you're here, maybe you'll enjoy joining on the newsletter platform, Substack. I'm going to join live to go over NVIDIA earnings. I'm going to try and get on there at like 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock. It gets boring because I can't share my screen. I typically turn the phone around. It's only mobile. They did just launch where I can do live with OBS. So, but I haven't set it up. And that's the problem. That's the main issue, is that I just haven't set it up. And I hate OBS. When you make a change on OBS, man, it is just impossible to figure out what you changed and how to go back. I mean, it was interesting. I've noticed this before. When the CEO of Target is on, they beat. When he doesn't ask to go on CNBC, it's bad. So it's the CEO challenge. And I don't know if Jensen is going to be on Cramer's show or not. But he has been out there right before the quiet period. So I have no doubt that they are going to beat and raise. It's just going to be, is it going to be enough for the street to actually push this thing above the $3.2 trillion mark? I think it's 180 $180 share price, they get to $4 trillion. And that would be the first company to $4 trillion. And I just don't see it happening. I think 150's in the stock, but I do not see it pumping up to 180. I think your days of it doubling on earnings are over, just because it's so big. It's so, I mean, that's what she said. It's so big. Sorry. Morning. I'm just waiting for these scans to do. I'm not getting rid of my, I hope this is doing it right. Sometimes what happens is Trendspider doesn't do a great job in scanning the whole thing. It's just very slow for some reason. The Qs, the 4 hour still has you out. We're trading at about 504. So I think the market is just looking for, if you're doing anything today, I mean, MicroStrategy, I think, is way up. We'll go over those charts. I got a pretty big program. Good stuff. We're going to go over 5 things in your retirement portfolio you should go over before the end of the year. Yesterday, we did the brokerage portfolio. We'll do the retirement portfolio today. We'll go over MicroStrategy and MSTZ. We did have a sell in Alpha Picks yesterday. I'm not going to bring up which stock it is, but they did sell, and there was a reason for that, and we'll go over the reasons why Alpha Picks sells. I got a lot of questions about how I manage Alpha Picks. You buy on the 1st, you sell when they tell you to sell. You buy on the 1st and the 15th, and you sell when they tell you to sell. Do I have a stop loss? No. It's a portfolio. So what they do is they manage that portfolio. The actual position never gets above 10% of the portfolio. They actually allocate taking and trimming some of that and then allocating it back to the portfolio just as a percentage wise. So I sold yesterday. It was a position that I was in for about, I think, 1.5, almost 2%. And the plan is to not allocate that back to the portfolio. What they want you to do is take that 1% and just allocate it back to the overall portfolio. So you would buy 36 names with 1% of your position. But I decided, you know what? I'm just going to wait for the first. I think it's the 2nd that it comes out in December, because the 1st is like Sunday. But I'm just going to allocate that money to that. An error occurred during this stand. Yeah, this is okay. Am I getting errors on all these scans and I just didn't notice? Let me see. Let's log out and log back in. We're going to log out, log back in, and then let's go to the scanner, and we're going to do S&P. And let's see. It's only the S&P 100, so. But I just read that an error occurred, not that there weren't any scans, but. I mean, at this point, is somebody buying something based on these scans? No, you're buying it, MicroStrategy and NVIDIA and VRT and all that stuff. AJ, so you see it in, if you go over to Seeking Alpha, if you go to Seeking Alpha right here, you'll see in investing groups on the left-hand side, you'll see Alpha Picks. And I can't go in there right now because they don't want me to show it on screen, so I can't show it on screen. But in there is everything that you need to manage that portfolio. It's 100% everything you need to manage that portfolio. It tells you what stocks you're currently in. It tells you what stocks they've gotten out of. Scanner was unable to find. Okay, there we go. So it was unable to find anything. And so that entire portfolio is over there under Alpha Picks. They will email you when it's time to sell. So it's not, there is nothing in there That is, proprietary. But if you go to the, if you go in, let me see, about Alpha Picks on top, go to the portfolio, and then you go to closed positions. I'm just so happen to be in here, so I don't have to show it. But if you go to closed positions, you'll see the one that was sold yesterday. But you will get an email. So it's important to just make sure that you have the email. It's just a managed portfolio. It's nice and simple. There is literally nothing to do. Once you set up your portfolio, my only suggestion is, and I'm going to do this probably once a quarter, is I will take my positions and I would take the spreadsheet that I did. If you go over to my YouTube channel and you go to @Daily Stock Pick and we go to videos, and you go down here, this Alpha Picks, I'll just put it in the chat, share, and we'll copy that. I'll put it into the chat. Yeah, and so Ryan's exactly right. So that's the video I did where I just bought it. Keep that spreadsheet, because once a quarter, I'm going to go through that spreadsheet and just make sure that my positions are still sized appropriately to the portfolio. I'll go over there, and when you click on that portfolio tab, you'll see a whole a list of percentages of the portfolio. So I'm going to link that up with what I have in my thing. And then I'm going to adjust the portfolio size once per quarter so that I stay on track. It's just about making sure that you're on track. There are some stocks in there that I have significantly more position in that I purchased before. So it's not perfectly balanced, but I just want to make sure that I have some type of balance in there. So, okay, we're going to go over Vertiv. Somebody asked about that one. This is a fundamental analysis. What was it? Vincente from Portugal wanted me to go over how I do fundamental analysis. YouTube, we're going to go over SMCI. We're going to go over Square. We're going to go over NVIDIA, what to expect. Dan Ives points out there's nobody that thinks that thing's going to go down. Target just took a dump. I mean, Target was like Daisy this morning. It took a dump. Earnings snapshot. Powell, I called it. Now, did I get rid of Powell? No. We're going to go over some nuclear stuff because I saw this on Facebook and I said, okay, if they're going to, if Ken Griffin is bullish on uranium, let's look at nuclear. Yesterday, what happened in the stock market, this is just a genius summary of what happened yesterday. Microsoft unveiled a Windows PC that rivals the Mac Mini that I have on my desk, but it falls far short in my mind. This guy, Stock Market Mentor.
Hey, everybody. Good evening. This is Scott McGregor at Scott.
I like him. He goes over these like 2-minute, 1-minute stock charts every day on YouTube. I like him. He went over a crazy one last night, and I'll go over that. AI, C3 AI shot up 25% yesterday on a deal with Microsoft. I posted about Lemonade, and I wanted to show, how on a 5-minute chart, how you could have traded and made 18% yesterday. JP Morgan has a focused list of growth, income, value. The biggest movers of the day, boom, boom. We're going to go over that. I'll give you Alpha Picks. We're going to move that Alpha Picks one, which I think is, okay, about Alpha Picks. We're going to go over there. Okay, that's going to go over here. And then the performance. Did I post this somewhere? I don't think I posted it. I'm going to post it in the newsletter. I'll post it in the newsletter.
Welcome to the AI Strategy.
AI Strategy Lab from Trendspider. It's game-changing. Absolutely game-changing. And we have not only just a blog post on it, if you want to read about it, but Jason put out a video last night about how to use it too. And guess who sponsored the NASDAQ yesterday? So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, these guys that I work with, they're really doing a lot of stuff. And we'll hit this. I mean, we'll hit this first because this is just, there we go. Okay. And we've got all that stuff. Morning, Marco. Yeah, but AJ, AlphaPix, I will tell you, AlphaPix, in my mind, I think AlphaPix is the best investment you can make. If you've got a portfolio, I mean, it really does make me question why I have a podcast, because it's like Sir Ryan says, you just set it and forget it. And so your life goes about, you can have VOO, you can have QQQ, and you can have AlphaPix in your entire portfolio, and that's it. And maybe trade some if you feel like it. But I think between those three things, you've got a portfolio that's pretty set for, for the world. And I did tell, I wrote to Steve Kress last night. I said, hey, my 82-year-old father canceled Motley Fool. To get an 82-year-old to actually change something in his life, that's an amazing, amazing thing. So anybody that has 80-year-old parents. Okay, we're going to go over, I'm going to hit record now, so I'll ignore your comments. Hopefully the screen still changes. Yeah. Okay. Good morning. Happy hump day. As the camel says, what day is it? Whoop, whoop. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Wednesday, November 20th. I slept all of like an hour last night, but I had some maple syrup this morning. I chugged it like it was a drink, right out of the bottle. Love that stuff. No, I didn't, but it was in my my overnight oats. So we're going to go over Bitcoin, MicroStrategy. We're going to go over a lot. Guess who sponsored the NASDAQ yesterday? It was Trendspider. Trendspider's new AI stuff is phenomenal. AlphaPix, we'll go over that because AlphaPix had a sale yesterday. And I just want to explain the rules-based process. So we're going to show that. We're going to go over 5 things you should do in your retirement account before the end of the year. The biggest stock movers, including Powell, Keys, whatever. JP Morgan has a list. We're going to go over Microsoft's event yesterday, which includes a couple of things. Nuclear, we're going to go over that. Earnings. I called it yesterday, Powell. I'll show you why I thought that Powell was going to do poorly and why I'm not out of Powell. Target is what it is. It took the whole retail sector down, but it just shot down. And then we're going to go over NVIDIA, and we'll go over the social request. But NVIDIA is the big thing of the day. We'll go over that at the end. I'll go give you my thoughts about it. I most likely will go live on Substack. So if you're not a member of Substack, go down here to the Daily Stock Pick newsletter. It's free. Just sign up for it. It is free, and I'm going to go on there live, not on YouTube live. I'll be on Substack live. So answering your questions, you can ask me any question that you want, but it's going to be around 4 o'clock. So subscribe to the newsletter, and then look for that email alert for when I go live. So let's look at the cues. It didn't get you back in. You're just the market's waiting for everything. We'll go over a summary of everything that happened. There's a great Twitter summary of everything that happened yesterday. But I want to start with this. Bitcoin hits an all-time high. And it's even higher this morning. It's at 94,000. We're going to 100,000. We are going to 100,000. So, yeah, 100,000. I said it. My MicroStrategy position is up 178% just in a few months. It is one that you can trade on the 4-hour algorithm. Okay, MicroStrategy is one that I am trading personally on the 4-hour algorithm. You see these buys? That's where you add to it. See where I started adding to it? It was back here in July and August. And did I have to sit through losing money? Yes. But each time it told me to buy, I just bought. I didn't get out with the 3%. I didn't get out with that 0.3%. But each time you see a line here, I bought. I added to it. I am up 178% in this. Okay? Literally, it's 178%. Why? This man. They acquired 51,780 Bitcoins for 4.6. They didn't buy the dip between November 11th and November 17th. Okay, November 11th, you could have bought MicroStrategy. Let's just say you said, you know what? I want to buy MicroStrategy because he's buying a bunch. You could have bought it. It opened at 297. Okay, we're at 400 and 61 in pre-market. Yes, it's extended. Yes, you should be nervous. But you know what doesn't make me nervous? I got the 4-hour algorithm at my thing. At my back. This makes me 2,873%. So it will tell me when to get out. Now that I've got a nice 178, probably almost 200% gain in this, when the algorithm tells me to get out, I'll get out. And then I'll just buy it back. Because I do believe in this man's mission, which is we're just going to leverage the hell out of this company, buy Bitcoin, and never sell. And then you got the Bitcoin president. I have gone over this time and time again. I believe in this one. I do. So if you want the 4-hour algorithm and you want to trade things like this, remember, we have a Black Friday sale on Trendspider right up here, the top link. And I had several people last night email me. Yes, if you have it in your, there are people who took this at the $545 level. They didn't get a free one-on-one session. For $4 more a month, go to the enhanced, you get at least one free training session. So while the Black Friday sale is going on, for $4 a month, get that one free training session. If you have it in your budget, go to the advanced. And the reason is down here, it's unlimited one-on-one training. Unlimited. So think of it this way. For what? Let's see, $23 a month. Say you do one training session per week. That's 4. $23 divided by 4, it's less than $6 per 1-hour training session. What trainer is charging you $6? And you're just going to do it for, and this gets you 1 year. 1 year of service. Remember, it's the Gary bundle, and you can see it in the newsletter. I put the Gary bundle in. It is the Black Friday deal for a Trendspider, and then it's the Black Friday deal for the Seeking Alpha bundle. We'll go over a bunch of Seeking Alpha stuff, okay? This comes with Seeking Alpha Premium and Alpha Picks. You can get both of them. So we'll go over everything, but it's all here on the link tree. Remember, the Black Friday sales are limited time, so get in there when you can. Now, guess who sponsored the NASDAQ yesterday? That's Times Square. It's Trendspider. Trendspider sponsored the NASDAQ. And you want to know why? Because they just launched their AI lab. And I'll include the link in the newsletter, but you can just go Google Trendspider AI Strategy Lab. This is game changing. Okay. Jason's going to go over it. He went over it in a video. There is a call to tomorrow. You can sign up for the call. It's a live, I think it's noontime or something, but you can sign up for it. And Jason's going to be doing it live with one of their vice presidents who developed this. Essentially what this is, it basically, you train the model on what you want to do. And then it goes out there and says, okay, the hundreds of indicators that Trendspider has on this stock trained on this model, this is the strategy that you want to take. It's for the dummies like me. Yeah, I spent 6 to 8 months building my 4-hour algorithm. The AI Strategy Lab probably can build it better and do. It's like the $6 million man. We're going to rebuild you back better. And for those old people, $6 Million Man, it was a sitcom in the 70s. Yeah, I grew up with that stuff. But yes, it is the AI Strategy Lab. And on the Trendspider's YouTube channel, they have a video about it. So you can go watch this video. You can go see it. Once you get that, okay, if you want the AI Strategy Lab, go back to my link and sign up. Do not sign up directly from Trendspider because remember, you have to be in my affiliate program in order to get the 4-hour algorithm. If you just sign up through Trendspider and you don't use my link, you will absolutely not get it. Now, if you sign up through if you click on somebody else, remove your cookies first and then go to mine. It works on a cookie system. So understand you need to click on my link in order to get it. I'm not going to send you my 4-hour algorithm if you're under somebody else's program. So make sure you're doing it the right way. And sorry about that, but you know what? This is my moneymaker. It's not just this pretty face. My 4-hour algorithm is the moneymaker. Okay, this is Alpha Picks. We had an Alpha Picks stock yesterday that they told us to sell. If you don't know what Alpha Picks is, it is a simple process. Okay, when they buy, They buy on the 1st and the 15th of each month. The buy criteria needs to be a strong buy in the quant for 75 days. A U.S. common equity, it's not a REIT. 3-month average market capitalization of $500 million. Has a stock price of greater than $10. Has not been recommended in the past 1 year. Okay, they break that last rule. Sometimes they break it. They do add to positions. We just had one, I think, on the 1st. It was another add to the position. When they sell, and this is the key point, when they sell, the rating falls to sell or strong sell. That's the quant rating. So if you get alpha picks, you don't get the quant rating for every stock. That's seeking alpha premium. What do you get when you get alpha picks? You get just this portfolio. And this is a set and forget it portfolio. It is literally a set and forget it portfolio. But I will argue the reason it's set and forget it and why I do it is because you make 173% versus the same time period the S&P makes 55%. And again, it's very much a set it, forget it, because they only tell you once every so often to sell and you get an email. Okay, and this is when they sell. If a stock's position reaches 15% of the portfolio, it will be reduced to 10% to avoid concentration risk. The proceeds will be distributed on an equal weighted basis among other holdings in the portfolio. So the sell that we got yesterday, you're supposed to distribute that across the entire portfolio. I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm just going to hold that cash back and use it on the pick on the 2nd, because the 1st is a Sunday. They're going to give us the 2nd day. But it is literally the easiest portfolio to implement. You don't have to do a damn thing. And it's for this price, you save $140. For this price, get it. It hasn't been this price ever. $359. It is unbelievable if you want just alpha picks. But I would urge you, the better deal is just to go with Seeking Alpha Premium and Alpha Picks. Because that's how you get the value, because then you can see the quant rating for every stock that they cover. So again, alpha picks, I'll put more of that. I will put, okay, let me just put it this way. We're going to go. The one on the 15th that they just picked, it's up 7% since they picked it. The one on the 1st, November 1st, it's up 15% since they picked it. The one on the 10th of, or the 15th of October, it's up 25% since they picked it. The one on the 1st of October, it's up 38% since they picked it. The one on September 15th, that's up 27%. Then one on September 1st, that's up 24%. You go all the way back to August 15th in order to have a negative. And FYI, that's Zeta. They picked Zeta. It's down 9%. That one's coming back. Okay, and then on the 1st of August, that one's up 1%. On the 15th of July, it's up 15%. I am going to include all of those in the newsletter, so sign up for the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. It is the simplest portfolio to go over. Okay, before we go over the biggest move of the day, I'm going to move you over here, and we're going to look at the Qs. I think I brought it up, but I want to bring up 5 things to do in your retirement account before the end of the year. So the first is maximize your 401k contribution. If you've got a 401k at your company and you're not putting in money, okay, say they match 3% up to 6%. You better be putting 6% into that's free money you're giving away. So cut your expenses back, live a little bit leaner, but make sure you're getting that match. And again, remember the contributions to your 401k and your IRA. These are things that you want for long term. You have until December 31st to make all of these contributions. So if you have to max out your last paycheck and not take a paycheck in December, do it. That's what I used to do. Dip into your emergency fund and just make sure that those things are in there. Think about maximizing your IRA contributions. Remember, I'll put the limits in there. The limits went up. So if you're 50 years or older like me, you can do $8,000 this year. Now with IRAs, you do have until tax day to actually do it. So you don't have to do it by the end of the year, but just make sure you're maximizing that. Review your beneficiary designations. That's key, because if you, for some unfortunate reason, you pass away, you want to make sure it's going to the right people, that's allocated, blah, blah. You don't want to get in a mess. Think about a Roth conversion. If you're younger, okay, if you're younger than 40 or even younger than 50, think about a Roth conversion, because you can do a backdoor, contact your broker, contact a professional to do this, because there are tax implications and there are processes to do this. But think about a Roth conversion. You'll pay the taxes now. I would argue with the deficit that we have, you're going to have to raise taxes. They're going to have to raise taxes. Trump isn't going to, taxes or inflation, one or the other. It's going to happen. So think about a Roth conversion. The upside of a Roth is that you're paying the taxes on the way in. When you take it out, you don't have taxes, and you get to take it out early at 59.5. So if you're thinking about retiring early, it makes sense to have either a huge brokerage account that you can live on, which I have, or a significant Roth account, which you can start taking out at 59.5, which I also have. And consider, if you have a child, consider opening them a Roth. The greatest thing you can do for your kid is to consistently contribute to a Roth, so that at 59.5, they don't even have to think about it. They'll retire as a millionaire. If you start putting money in when they're like 7 or 8 years old, they're going to have that money. Put it in there. Because again, the taxes for that kid, next to nothing. Next to nothing. It's a custodial again, contact your broker. So those are 5 things to do before the end of the year in your retirement account. Now, biggest stock movers of today. Keys gained 8% on their earnings. Shares of Dolby Laboratories surged 14%. These are ones I never mentioned. One that I do mention, Powell. Powell plunged 14%. I'm going to go over this one when we get to earnings, because I did put it in the newsletter that I was heavily concerned about one thing. And I mentioned it yesterday. When somebody asked me about Powell in pre-market, I said, go check out FinViz. And it's in FinViz. And I look at this all the time. And I pointed it out in the newsletter on the weekend for the paid subscribers. So it's not like I didn't tell people. I just didn't want to, there's got to be a benefit to being a paid subscriber, and that's it. This is a great list. I found this one actually pretty conclusive. It's JP Morgan's analyst focus list, growth, income, value, short ideas. And it's got a great list of targets and stocks that you may want to think about. The upside to their current target, that's the income idea and the short idea. So this is an interesting list. If you have Seeking Alpha, I would urge you, take a look at that list, because I really liked it. Now, one that I mentioned yesterday was Lemonade. Okay. Lemonade. And I posted this yesterday on Twitter, and I said I'll give my thoughts about it today. If you remember, I said, I think Lemonade, we did the analysis. We went to the virtual analysis of Lemonade in Seeking Alpha. And I said Lemonade was probably a short squeeze, and we can just go and look at it, because the valuation just makes no sense. And this virtual analyst report points it out. Valuation, it appears, with a price book to ratio of 4.31, slightly higher than the sector median. Slightly higher. It's 4 times higher, indicating a costly stock. Similar, its price to sales exceeds the sector median of 3.29. Now, its growth, it's unbelievable growth. They're doing really well. Profitability, they suck. The net income margin of minus 44%. The net income margin in the sector is 22%. They're losing 44%. They lose like $170,000 per employee. The momentum is fantastic. The revisions, the recent trend in earnings revision is positive. 5 up, 3 downward, 8 up on revenue, and none downward. So it was a mixed bag. But what stuck out to me was this short interest right here. And so as the stock opened, and I can look at this again today, but as the stock opened yesterday, you saw it gain confirmation. Okay, it's above that 9-day. And when you lose confirmation, you sell. That gives you a nice 11% gain in 2 hours. Now, if you're willing to sit there and look at charts, it's 2 hours. You could write into Trendspider, you could write something that says, hey, alert me when this one loses confirmation on a 5-minute chart. And when you do that, it will send you an alert, whether it's text, whether it's something. But see, the market has taken this one up again. I think we're in a short squeeze. And I think that's the same thing that's going on with MicroStrategy. I think it's a short squeeze. And I think it's continuing to go up in a short squeeze. And I'm not getting out until that short squeeze rug gets pulled. But when the rug gets pulled, maybe I come back down to this 50-day, 277, big deal. I'm in it like 100. So, again, you want to know what stocks you're buying, why you're buying them. But I said yesterday, hey, this is a great move, and you could have traded, you could have held on to it. I necessarily, Lemonade's a different one. If I was getting in Lemonade, just the valuation doesn't make sense. The strategy of MicroStrategy is completely different than theirs, so I like it. Now, C3AI, they shot up 24% yesterday. Microsoft had their annual day Insight, I think is Ignite conference. So yeah, it's a huge conference. They had this. C3AI shot up after they announced a partnership with Microsoft. I still don't like C3AI. I think this particular stock has been stuck in just limbo. I mean, it pops up here, and we can look at a weekly. But look, the 200-day just popped up there, and you're seeing it's negative. And the 50 days just moving. It's just sideways. I don't like this one, but on news like that, it's going to pop. So I thought that was interesting. Another interesting one that we'll look at the chart of. This is Scott something. I forget his last name, but from Stock Market Mentor. And he does a great, at the end of the day, he puts out a couple of stock, like a 2-minute stock portfolio thing. It's not portfolio, but it's just the chart of the day. And this one I thought was interesting. And I'm going to look at CORZ because this one has a chart that is unbelievable in the 4-hour algorithm, okay? Even if you bought 10 months ago when this IPO'd, you're up 195%. Now, the algorithm gets you in and out over 10 months. It's 8 positions, okay? You win 185%. Something like this, I might take that. But if we go and look at CORZ, I had never heard of this one. It's Core Scientific. I think it's got to do with a crypto. I think it's a miner or something. But if you look at this one year to date, it's up 1,035%. Okay, that's a crazy, crazy one. 1,035%. That's nuts. Short interest, 10%. So I think this one's interesting. I think Scott said it well. I think if you want to invest in that one, I would watch Stock Market Mentor. He did a great job of looking at that chart yesterday. Now, Microsoft, it is one of my largest holdings. They released this thing called Windows 365 Link. It is essentially a kind of copy of the Mac Mini, except the Mac Mini comes with great hardware. This Microsoft Link, the Windows 365 Link, it comes with mediocre hardware, but it runs everything in the cloud. So literally, this is doing none of the compute. It's all computed in the cloud. So this is a dummy box. And so it didn't need a ton of hardware. It doesn't have a ton of storage. You do everything in the cloud. And so they're going to charge you like $299, $399 or something like that. And then in order to use this, it's a $28 a month fee. And so I looked at that. And then I looked at my Mac Mini that comes in at $599 for a base Mac Mini. And I thought Apple's killing it. Why would you pay $28 per month when you could just buy a Mac Mini and you could go in the cloud? You can go in the cloud if you want to, but you've got all the software that you need. You don't have to pay a damn thing and have all the Apple software that you need because Apple software is just as good. So I don't get Microsoft. I am still heavily invested in Microsoft, but I am happy that the largest purchase that I have, the largest position that I have in my portfolio is Apple because I think they're clamoring their way again. Windows is trying to make themselves relevant to the business community. I think they've done it with cheap PCs, but I think Apple's knocking on that door. And I think that $599 mini, I think that's a better value than any of the Dell machines where you have to pay your Windows license every year. I think the Apple Mini is the new small, medium business, just superpower. And I think that's a great, because it will last 5 to 6 years. You can put Apple in every one of your desks. I just think that that's an untapped resource, and I think you're going to start to see that type of thing come about. Now, Amit yesterday, here's the full recap of everything that happened you can read this, and it's just everything that happened yesterday. Elon Musk made new statements about the Optimus robot. That's bullish for Tesla. Robinhood entered into an agreement to buy Trade PMR. That's bullish for Robinhood. Bitcoin hit an all-time high. That's IBIT. IBIT started introducing options on IBIT. Housing starts fell by 3%. That's not good. MicroStrategy reached an all-time high of 449. They bought 70,000 Bitcoin. That's great for them. They also announced that Michael Saylor will appear in front of the Microsoft board. This is why you want to hold Microsoft, because they may take a portion of their cash balance and invest it in Bitcoin. Palantir went up 3%, just shy of its all-time high. I still think that you pull that one back. Walmart killed it on their earnings. Walmart is now outperforming Google, Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, Meta, and Amazon year to date. It's up 63% as of yesterday. Needham initiated coverage of EVOL. NVIDIA has their earnings today. President-elect Trump is reported planning to ease fuel efficiency for Ford and GM. That's great. The DOJ is reporting trying to break up Google. Google's pissed. President-elect Trump is considering Teresa Gooden, a securities lawyer and blockchain advocate, to replace Gary Gensler at the SEC. Guess what that's great for? That's great for Bitcoin. I've said it before. He's the Bitcoin president. So I saw this yesterday. Ken Griffin is bullish on uranium stocks. So am I. And that's what Trendspider posted. And they posted CCJ, which is up 23%, SRUUF, which is up 9%, NXC, UESC. And then I said, you know what? I want to find something about nuclear. And I found this article. Investment opportunities in SMRs, the future of nuclear power. And this one points out some great investments in SMRs. So they bring up SMR, they bring up ACLO, BWXT. There's other ones in here. They bring up a uranium ETF. I thought this was a great article. If you're interested in that, nuclear is a good theme. I think, again, I think it plays into that AI theme. And I've said it's a GLP-1 and an AI market. And GLP-1 has been taken off the table because of RFK. And that one's still in limbo. But it's still an AI market. So now let's talk about Powell. We're getting into earnings. Just FYI. I thought that Powell would pull back, and it's down 13%. Now let's take a look at the chart first, and then I'll show you what I saw. So what I see in this chart, this 4-hour chart, is the algorithm got you out with 5%. Okay, we're seeing a dip down there. We're seeing it kind of button hook. We're seeing it lost confirmation, and we're seeing that green line. Okay, that green line is a trend line on the weekly, and you see it. If that green line comes through there, it's just, we need to get back to reality. This one's trading at wide open Bollinger Bands. The MACD on a weekly is just super high, and the RSI is at 65. And I told you yesterday, I wanted to leave this for the paid newsletter subscribers, but I told you yesterday, go and look at POWL on Seeking Alpha. Finviz. And take a look at the bottom. And I told you specifically, go to the bottom. And what do you see? You see the Thomas Powell selling, not a small amount. This is millions and millions of dollars. Okay? It's millions and millions of dollars. If we go to Powell and we just look at the market cap, it's a $3.75 billion market cap. And he's selling that hundreds of million, maybe 100 million, maybe, this year, it's probably close to 100 million. I don't know exactly how much, but that's the value that he's selling, that these people are selling. And they're all selling it up here. Okay. This Thomas Powell just sold November 8th. He sold about $3 million worth. Proposed sale, $20 million. So he's going to start selling more. You're going to see downward pressure on this. So am I selling? What am I doing? I said to the paid members of the newsletter, I'm not doing a damn thing. You know why? It's an alpha pick. That's why I'm in that portfolio. I do think I'm overweighted, pal, but I'm waiting for those guys to tell me to sell. And so it's a no-brainer. So even though they missed, even though they're down 13%, and I said, here, go into the Wall Street ratings, they say it's a buy, but their average price target is 194. you're trading at $312. In pre-market now, it's $270. It's at least a little more realistic. Now, you only have 2 analysts that cover this thing. So take that with a grain of salt. When you go up here to FinViz and you look at the last time somebody rated this thing, it was 2022. So take that with a grain of salt. It's a small cap company. And if you're overweight in that one, I'm sorry, but there's no reason to be in that one. And when you see those big sellers, you want to get out. And so if you're trading that one, you want to get out. If it's an alpha pick, you want to stay in. When you bought that one, that's why I say when you buy it, you've got to know what you're going to do with it. Now, Target. I went over Target in the paid newsletter as well. What did I say? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't shop there anymore. I shop at Walmart. We saw Walmart killed it yesterday. Walmart is down in pre-market about 0.14, but Target in pre-market is down 17%. I did mention that on this weekly, I thought your upside was to 173, that it could pump up there. But I would trade it looking at the earnings. I wouldn't trade it before the earnings. I would watch the earnings, and if it comes out bad, don't buy it. If it comes out good, I think you could play it up to that 173. That's the guidance I gave to the paid newsletter subscribers. I thought Target needed more time to go back to where they were. I just don't shop there anymore. And the CEO said today, their shoppers are more selective. They're not spending as much. And it brought the rest of retail down. So you got Walmart. Actually, Walmart's up now. You got Costco down 0.5%. I would take the opportunity to buy the dip on those two. If you want to add to either one of those, I think you could add to those two. So, let's be honest. The big earnings of the day, you do have Palo Alto Networks. You do have Snowflake. I covered both of those in the paid newsletter. We expect to drop. This is Dan Ives. We expect to drop the mic moment from NVIDIA tomorrow night as the godfather of AI, Jensen and company, are the only game in town with $1 trillion of AI capex on the way. With NVIDIA's GPUs, the new oil and gold in this world, we believe 2 billion beat 2 billion guide higher. That would be huge. That would be enormous. Now, did you get NVIDIA under 140 a couple days ago? Because if not, don't buy it here. If you want to buy and hold it, go ahead. But I don't think that, look at the opportunities in this one. It trades higher on the earnings or it trades lower. I don't know which way it's going to go. The valuation of this one is nuts, is absolutely crazy. Okay? It's not because the valuation is too high. At 51 times forward earnings, that's not bad because your PEG, when you factor in growth, it's only 1.45. That's not bad at all. It's the market cap. The market cap of this one is $3.6 trillion. I think it's $180 per share. It gets to $4 trillion. This would be the first company to $4 trillion. Okay, we can go over here to FinViz. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the screener. And I'm going to say, okay, what do I want to look at? I want to look at the S&P 500. And what do I want to look at? I want to look at market cap. I'm going to sort it by market cap. And so when you look at that, NVIDIA is the number one market cap company, followed by Apple, followed by Microsoft, followed by both Googles, by the way. Both Googles. I don't think that they added up. I think that market cap is just both symbols put together. But again, they would be the first $4 trillion company. That's hard to imagine. So what do you expect for NVIDIA earnings? This article goes through it. I don't think anybody knows what to expect. I think you may see some profit taking like we did the last time. But I agree with Jim Cramer. Remember, number one rule is don't trust a douche on the internet with stocks. Number two rule is don't trust Jim Cramer. I do on this one. That guy has minted, and he said it the other night. He said he's minted more millionaires and more people who have early retired when they started buying NVIDIA when he named his dog NVIDIA. Now, he doesn't beat the S&P, his investment club, and you will get blocked if you bring that up to him directly. I know from experience, you will get blocked if you bring that up directly. But the reality of it is, this particular company and Apple, he has been so right on. I don't know how to trade this one. The algorithm trades it at 604% return, but if you buy and hold, you make 791%. So I've always thought that this one is one to just buy and hold. My average share price on this is somewhere in like the 80s, maybe the 70s. So I'm sitting perfectly fine with this. If this one pulls back, I'm not worried about losing money because I just lost opportunity money, not actual money. I'm in the green in this one. I will continue to stay in the green because there's no way they're saying, you know what, we're not shipping Blackwell chips, and boom, it goes back down to 70. They may have a delay. They may say some overheating problems, but this one, in my mind, I think it's a beat and raise. And the only thing that you can't see in the market is the expectation of this. And I think with that valuation, you're not seeing it. Look, Wall Street, their average price target is 161. That's 10% up from here. So why don't I suggest buying it? Because if you didn't buy it 2 days ago when it was under 140, why are you going to buy it now? And so that would be my guidance to you. You have to ask yourself, why didn't you buy this under 100? Why didn't you buy it at 120? Why didn't you buy this at 130? So it's not me telling you don't buy it. It's you telling yourself, why am I getting into this? Remember if I told you months ago, I told you it's not about upgrading the data centers to AI. This company is about upgrading data centers, period. They're taking the old data centers and it's a $1 trillion opportunity upgrade cycle. That's not including the new data centers that will be brought online in order to support AI. This is just upgrading the current ones. So the revenue within NVIDIA is so good. Now, there was a report yesterday that AMD chips actually beat NVIDIA in a Stanford a data center competition or something. So do they have dominance right now? Yes. Does AMD need to catch up? Absolutely. So for now, it's kind of like Palo Alto Networks. They report today. The reason I'm in Palo Alto Networks, it's the largest cybersecurity company out there. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't think I need to go into any more. Let's go into the social requests. Okay. Hey, Gary, I'm interested in your thoughts on Block Square. It's caught my attention because of the very similar accumulation pattern that was shown in 2018, 2020, before it's run to the 200s. I'm not expecting Square to reach those same highs as it was most likely contributed to COVID, but I do think it's threatening to go on a run once it overcomes the $90 resistance on a weekly candle. And that's the key. That's the key. For me, I got out of Square. The reason, because you look at this weekly, okay, right here, and we're just going to put a line at 90, okay? We'll put it at $90. Let's see. It's going to go to $90.04. What do you see? You see 2018, it dinged off. You see 2020, right before COVID, it dinged off. And then boom, it shot up. And then what do you see in 2023 when it came back? It 90. What do you see here in 2023 in July? 90. What do you see here in March? 90. What do you see today? It's trading at 92. But it hasn't closed above there. I would much rather see you buy when it gets to the 200-day at 112 than to see you buy at 92 and have it pump back down to 40. And it does. This is crypto. I do think that this one is a good stock. Am I in it? No. Because I bought MicroStrategy, I bought iBit, I put my money into other places in crypto. Do I want it here? No. We can look at the valuation of this thing. I just think that they're in competition with every other fintech company. Now, the Quant says it's a strong buy. Your valuation, 26, that's not crazy. Your PEG ratio, 0.66. So if you're right, you're right. Revisions, there's 19 up and 14 down. That's where you're losing me. Do I think that this is going back to 180? No. Do I think that MicroStrategy goes to 500? Yeah, I do. Do I think that Bitcoin goes to 100,000? Yeah. Value the risk. And if you use Square, if you use Cash App, then that's one thing. I don't necessarily use them all that much. I use Venmo. I use Venmo a lot more than I use Cash App. So Shane, I would say it's your choice. I don't think there's a bad play in this one, but I do think that $90 to $92 range, I think that's going to provide some resistance. Now, if it can get back up to that and go up to 142, I think you're good, but I think that 200-day might provide some resistance. So you got to look at your upside. From YouTube, I am Squidward, big fan. Is SMCI too expensive? Squidward, first off, welcome to dry land. That's a SpongeBob reference, by the way, Squidward. Is it too expensive? No. But it's not about the value of SMCI. What you're buying in SMCI is you're buying into a company where Ernst & Young said, we're not going to release that. We're not going to release, you guys are doing something illegal. We're not going to sign off as auditors. And you know what? We effing quit. And so then you get a company called BDO, which if you ever watch golf tournaments, BDO is like one of the main commercials on there. I don't even know what they do, but they start saying, hey, we're auditors. We do this. BDO's going in. And BDO hasn't mentioned anything. All SMCI said is, hey, we hired BDO. And BDO agreed to work with them. What if BDO comes back and says, you know what? We're not signing off on it. Or BDO tells SMCI, we agree with Ernst & Young. You've got to release it this way. And then they redo all of their financials. Because remember, the reason SMCI was delisted before is because of these auditing problems. So you're not buying based on valuation. The valuation's not bad. But the valuation isn't what you're buying on, because this could easily go back up to 35 or 40 if they release something, but it could easily go back down to 10. So in my mind, the risk isn't worth it. I don't think it has anything to do with the valuation, because you can see that's an A+. They're trading super cheap, but is it worth it? And that's what you trade it. Find a strategy that works and trade it. But don't own that one. That would be my guidance. From email, Vincent Castro. Gary, I listen to your podcast every day. I want to thank you for all the work. I have a small portfolio, but getting interested in stocks as I hear you in my car every day. By the way, he's from Portugal. I have been looking on the internet a lot about this subject, but want to know if it's possible for you to make a video explaining fundamentals of a stock and go more in depth and explain what you look for when searching for stocks, aka not day trading. Thanks for all you do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is where Seeking Alpha Premium comes in. Say you take Apple. We'll just take my largest position, Apple. It gives you these 5 factors, okay? It's valuation, growth, profitability, momentum, and revisions. I also want to make a point to people that this is part of Seeking Alpha Premium. If you have a smaller portfolio, do not get FOMO and think that you need to pay for tools, okay? You don't. I didn't pay for tools until 2020. Here's the story. Up until 2020, I used free tools. I used Active Trader Pro. I used Thinkorswim. I used FinViz. And I used other tools for finding valuation and things of that sort. It was just a way that I was able to manage my portfolio, and I was super successful at it. You can be too. You don't need to pay for tools. But what happened in 2020 was I retired from my job in January 2020, January 31st. And if you remember, that was the start of COVID. I lost 40% of my portfolio within weeks. Now, I had charts, but I didn't really know how to read charts. I looked at the charts and I said, you know what? This is going to come back. Something's going to happen. We're going to come back. Apple can't go down 50%, and not come back. They're still selling stuff. So I wanted tools that would help me understand stuff easily. And then as we went on in 2020, you started to see opportunities. So I needed to take advantage of those opportunities. So I started using Trendspider. And that's where I developed the 4-hour algorithm. And that's where I said, okay, I can trade on this one easily. Maybe I don't trade every stock in my portfolio based on the 4-hour algorithm, but I can find entries. And if I look at a 4-hour algorithm and it gets me out, and then I go to a weekly candle and it looks weak, what can we look at? We can look at Boeing. Okay, Boeing's a good example. I took it out of the core portfolio, but Boeing's a great example. You can look at the 4-hour algorithm, and yeah, it's going down. But we could have said, hey, at this point where it was here, I think it's going to bounce up there, and it did. It bounced up there. Okay, but if we go and we look at a weekly chart, we can see that Boeing has some systemic problems. And so that 4-hour algorithm, when it tells me to get out, when I see that it's not working, that it's actually losing me money over the past 24 months, at that point in time, I say there's something broken about this stock, and I can make a better determination of whether I want to stay in that stock. Now, my answer is very clear. I'll put it in the newsletter, but it's find good companies with good products, good profits, and good management. And I explain what each of those mean to me. The quant does that same thing. It just does it in a much better fashion. So it's a matter of finding those things out through the free tools. And there's nothing that I can tell you. PE valuation. I'm going to look at PE. But what I also did was put this in. Okay, this is an Investopedia. This should be your encyclopedia for all of everything that you need to know. Investopedia has it. And this is the fundamental analysis, principal types, and how to use it. Am I an expert in it? No, absolutely not. You don't. The only thing that matters in a stock is price. You can look up valuation. Palantir is a great example. The fundamentals of Palantir make no sense. So don't let it keep you out of a great company. Okay? That's my difference, is that with the charts and with fundamental analysis, I think you can be successful. It's never going to find you the big winners. You've got to do that on your own, and you've got to believe. A couple of people said to me before I started recording, I'm nervous about MicroStrategy. Diamond hands. I mean, buy and hold for if you don't have a strategy that works, buy and hold. Find good companies with good products, with good profit and good management, and you will do okay. Even with 40% downturns. We can look at NVIDIA, and I said it to the paid newsletter subscribers. I said, this is one that I'm just going to buy and hold. And yes, back in 2018, you had a 52% downturn. Back here in November 2021, you had a 66% downturn. Okay, this was the start of tariffs, by the way, with Trump. So if you don't think that tariffs are going to hurt NVIDIA, you're crazy. But yeah, this, again, if you want a long-term, don't even look at a 4-hour. If you're not day trading, you don't even need to look at a daily. Look at a weekly and a monthly chart. And trade stocks on that. Just make sure the chart is bottom left to upper right, and then go look at the fundamentals, because the only thing that matters in a stock is the price. That's it. So WCred, Gary, can you have a look at VRT and see what you think of their business? I don't need to look at it. I mean, VRT soars at all-time high after outlining strong strategy growth. It's a strong buy from Wall Street. The quant still has it as a hold. I am still in this one. The quant says it's a hold because of the valuation. And it's the valuation that's an F. It's expensive, but their PEG ratio is 1.45. Everything else is an A. Wall Street says this one's a strong buy. 16 analysts, average price target 138. Do I think it needs some pullback? Absolutely. Am I looking to get rid of this one? No. I mean, it's a super strong business. I've looked at this one. I think I cut half of mine at 109, but I still have 50% of my position. Have I added back in? No. I should have at 118. I should have, but I put it into MicroStrategy. I mean, that's where you got to have some cash. You got to have some portfolio management skills. MicroStrategy the upside of MicroStrategy was much bigger than VRT. And do I think VRT is still a good cut? Absolutely. Their dividend's coming up. I don't think that they have a huge dividend though. Let's see. Dividend is, 0.07. It's 5% shorted. But, again, this one has run up so much. Am I buying into it now? No, I'm not. I'm waiting for a pullback, and then I can get back into it. And look, you can use this virtual analyst report. I don't need to, again, WCred, You could just go in there and this tells it like it is. These virtual analyst reports are phenomenal. But yeah, it surged up yesterday. It was up, I think it was up, let's say, over the past 5 days, it's up 16%. So am I nervous about it? Nah. I'll play it on the 4-hour algorithm. 4-hour algorithm makes me 432%. Buying and holding makes me 815%. That's why I got out of 50% of it when it told me to sell at that 32% gain. Because I made 32%. And I was like, you know what? I'm pulling out 50% of my position. I don't think it's done. I made the right choice. I kept in it. When you look at a weekly on this one, it just looks super strong. Look how the Bollinger Band cinched up right there. What happened the last time they cinched up? Back in 2023. Was trading at $12. It ran all the way up to 102. And then it pulled back to 63. This entire time, I was adding to it, and I just wound up getting it at a higher price. So I've done well on that one. It's not, it's not a super big position. It's an average position. But yeah, there's that one. So let's talk about scans. Only a couple. And I'm not sure if Trendspider was giving me some issues this morning on some scans, but the first one is Tesla. Now you don't see it entered here on the screen. And the reason you don't see it is because we're already in at 256. It just got you in again at 340. So it tells you, hey, we think it's going to go for another bullish run. Is it? I don't know. I mean, I do think that we get back to that 400. So the high market 341, I think Elon's doing great with this one. I think he rolled the dice with Trump. I think he wins. So that's one that in the core portfolio. Another one in the core portfolio that we have, Qualcomm. This one has seen a pullback. We saw it push up there to those 190s on that weekly, and then it pulled back. And the 200 days moving negative. The 50 days starting to move negative. Would I get into this one? No. I get into NVIDIA. The one company that I would buy chips for is NVIDIA. And that's it. I'm not buying any other chips. I don't know AMD. I don't own Qualcomm. I don't think I own any other chips. NVIDIA's it. I own SOXL because I think that Q4 is going to be good for SOXL. And I do think that SOXL benefits from NVIDIA's earnings today. But you can see we've broken down past that trend line. That trend line that we had, we broke past it. And so I probably should be selling because we're on the downside of that one. But it's a small position. I mean, we're talking hundreds of dollars. It's not a huge amount for me. Even if this goes to zero, I'm not poor. So, and you have a Bitcoin one, BTCZ, which is the 2 times leveraged Bitcoin ETF. Now it's on futures, so I don't expect this one to be good. 2 times long Bitcoin daily ETF. It's on futures, and so it just doesn't trade well. But it's in the crypto watch list, so it's there. Okay, NVIDIA. Remember, I will be live today on Substack, so look out for that email. Join the newsletter. Remember that the Black Friday sales are going on. Trendspider, you only have a couple more days on this one, and then it goes down. And then once November's over, it's done. It's done. So don't wait on Trendspider. Seeking Alpha sale, you've got a couple of days on this one, but don't wait on it. This one, I don't think that the price goes up. They don't do a great job of communicating to me exactly. So get the price while you can. I don't know if it goes up or not. But if you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email. People, how do you get my email? It's over here. Just email me. Don't call me. Again, don't be creepy. But, you can get the email right there. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I will talk to you tomorrow. See ya. Bye. I think I covered everything. I think I did. I'll get you your questions. Let me pull up iMovie and oopa. I'm going to put this in. This thing actually processes the video so fast. I don't even need to do it. Like my M1 does it pretty quickly. But this M4 is just so good. Okay, we're going to colorize a little bit. Boom. And then we're going to push that up. And there we go. Okay. We're going to cut that. And then, yep. Okay. We're going to put the green screen in. the second green screen. I don't know that these green screens work, but boom, 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 boom. Okay, and this is 11:20. Pod, and then I got to come up with a thumbnail. It'll probably be Jensen Wong. Let's see here. A? Nathaniel A? I'm not Canadian. Yeah, they're beating the market. Oh, MSTR and MSTX because I watched your videos around that day. Yeah. Yeah, schedule them early. I mean, even if you schedule them out, schedule them early, Nathaniel, because I will tell you, from my perspective, from my sales, I had it's my best month ever. And I'm thankful that, you guys signed up, that so many people signed up for Trendspider. It's my best month ever, but the large majority took that higher tier. So I think you're going to start to see times for the trainers kind of fill up. So schedule them early. I don't think I'm taking the Lily out of the core because I don't know what I would replace it with, to be honest with you. But it has, taken a hit. Yeah, in fact, the quant's so good. Let's see what the top stock is in the quant. Is PSIX still? Yeah. And this one's at 32. And if you got into it just year to date, it's up 1,497%. Nathaniel, you're going to need to ask the tax guy on that. I don't have kids, so I don't know. On the Roth for a kid. I don't know. Moneza, that depends on your risk tolerance and your belief in Bitcoin. Moneza, I will tell you, I think it's going to 100,000. But, if your belief is that Bitcoin's top is 100,000 and you're investing at 94,000, that's 5%, 6%. There might be better places in the market. If you think that, like me, this is a better opportunity and it's going to go past 100,000, I don't think it's late. But it depends on your belief. Nobody will tell you absolutely it's too late or too early. It depends on your risk tolerance, what you want to put into it and stuff like that. So, it wasn't too late when I was screaming about it, Moneza, when it was at, 58, 56,000, somewhere on there. I think Chris was too. Demonios CRM, I think it's a great company. I personally own it in my Roth. Long term, I don't know. Will they be taking? It's a software service. Will AI kind of replace them? I own it. I don't own a huge amount of it, but I do own it. Holy shit, it's 10 o'clock. How did I go that freaking long? Let me just look at my Webull account. Webull hit 11,000. That's a $1,000 account that I still have. I'm still 20% in cash. Just so you know, I still have $2,000 in cash in that account. And it's growing that much because I'm in MSTX, which is up 70% since I bought it. NVIDIA, I've made 25% since I bought it because I did buy it late. Spotify, I'm up 58%. Tesla, I'm up 50%. Google up 16% and Apple 35%. Berkshire, I have one share. I'm down 0.1. Shark Ninja, I'm down 4%. But that is all of $980. So it's $43 that I'm down. Steve Kress remembers me. I'm going to go on his show again. I'm going to have him on. I'm going to invite Steve Kress on. I'm going to email him. I emailed him last night that my dad canceled Motley Fool. Yeah, talk to an. I mean, yeah. If you're leaving stuff for your kids, talk to an attorney. Merrickson, you're in a short squeeze on MicroStrategy. So you could literally see a rug pull where this one comes down from 480 to probably 200. I mean, you know, if you just look at a weekly on this one, where's the support level? I'd say 192. You're in a short squeeze on this. It is 100% a short squeeze. This one and Lemonade are both short squeezes. MicroStrategy has 15% short interest. Lemonade has what, 15%? 21%. And that's up 13% today. So both of these are just short squeezes. And that's all it is. So is Powell down 52% or 52 points? Yeah, Powell's down 15%. Okay. It broke through that 282 support level. I got to be honest. I'm tempted to buy more, but the reason I'm in this is alpha picks. So, two questions for you. What are your thoughts on Broadcom? Love Broadcom. I own it. 2, if I were to buy Trendspider or Seeking Alpha, never use these or any of this, which one should I get? So, Akshat, here's the deal. So, they're two different programs, so it's not a choice between one or the other. It's more a personal question about what type of investor, quote unquote, trader you are. If you want technicals, Trendspider is the best tool for technicals. And that just means charts. They do have some things in there for fundamentals, like you can display your PE and stuff like that. You can display all of the, unusual options, insider trades. You can do political trades like all the Pelosi trades, things of that sort. They have a ton of other things that I don't use. But I will tell you, if you're not into technical trading, it's a big lift. It is. You have to learn this software program, and I give you a great lift up with getting you in with the 4-hour algorithm and things of that sort. But it is a big lift, and it's a big learning. Seeking Alpha, so the premium is just going there, and you import your portfolio right here, and then you can look at the stories of the day, and you can find stocks like this top stocks. You can find top ETFs. You can look at all of that stuff, and you can just, kind of geek out on it. And Alpha Picks is just a portfolio. You can see in my Seeking Alpha setup, you get this Alpha Picks thing right here. And Alpha Picks, the portfolio just it's 173% versus the same time period where the S&P makes 55%. So I don't think that there's a either or. And I pointed it out yesterday in the newsletter that I called it the Gary Ultimate Bundle. And we're going to go right here. And the Ultimate Gary Bundle. Trendspider, you can get it for $546. I don't suggest that. I suggest at least the middle tier so that you have some guidance in setting up your system. And then you get the bundle for $509. If I had to pick between the two, and I don't know you, Akshat. So remember, I don't know you. But I would probably pick the fundamental Seeking Alpha bundle, to be honest with you. Trendspider is a fantastic deal. They're not going to have another deal like this. It will be probably next Black Friday when they have a deal like this. But if you don't do technical trading, that's where it's hard to tell you, okay, spend that kind of money on a technical trading. If you have it within your budget, I would say your best bet is probably the 885, because I don't think that the Seeking Alpha bundle is going to do much more than provide you a great portfolio and learn how to look at fundamentals. And then you can use Seeking Alpha Premium to actually build your own portfolio and see how you can compete against Steve Kress. But I don't think it's going to teach you as much as Trendspider technical trading is going to teach you. So if you have it in your budget, I would say that advanced tier is the best one to get. If you don't have it in your budget,
or you think you can learn it on your own. And trust me, I learned it on my own. I didn't have anybody teaching me. But I would say it took me a good 4-6 months to learn Trendspider well enough that we developed a 4-hour algorithm well enough that I can trust it. So hopefully that helps, Akshat. And hopefully I'm saying your name right. I hope I am. But my apologies if I'm not. But yeah, that advanced tier comes with the the unlimited one-on-one training. So, and go and watch the AI strategy lab. It's really good. Okay, and it's 10:03. I'm out of here. I got to put this together because I got to go nap. Oof, I got to go nap. Okay, see you guys tomorrow.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.